Alright, hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Deathmatch, and today I'm going to show you how to make a hunger system. Anyways, let's get started. So, right off the bat, let's go ahead and get started by putting our hunger UI into the player starter GUI. So let's go ahead and insert an object, a screen GUI, and we'll go ahead and insert a text label right there. Go ahead and size that up to however you would like. And I will go ahead and name this Hunger UI just so I can follow along with it. And let's go ahead and change the size to, just go ahead and make it the way that you would like it to be. There we go, that works. And I'll go ahead and toss some other stuff along here as well. And I would like this to be, the player's health to be 10 out of 10 to start out. There we go. And I'll go ahead and just leave it as is. Next, let's go ahead and add a script into server script service. And we'll go ahead and name this on join. Then let's go ahead and type the following out. Now, I guess right before we type, I should say that I do have a Discord link in the description where you can go and find all these scripts if you are lazy and just don't want to do it, because I totally understand that. Feel free to do that. Anyways, let's get on with the video. Next, let's go ahead and type game.players.player added :connect function, and go ahead and make the player's name that, and let's go ahead and do local folder equals instance.new, and we'll have it as a folder, and the parent will be the player. Let's go ahead and name this folder as well. Folder equal folder.name equals player folder. Alright, then let's go ahead and add another value. Local hunger equals instance.new int value, and that parent will be the folder. We'll go ahead and give it a name as well. Name it hunger, and hunger dot value equals 10, because that will be the max amount that I would like to have. Alright, we are done with this script now. Let's go ahead and close out of that. Next, let's go ahead and make this hunger UI follow along with the player's stat. So let's go ahead and add a local script, and we can go ahead and just call this hunger updater, and this will just be a while true do statement, and script.parent.text equals game.players.localplayer.player folder .hunger.value then we'll go ahead and add /10. There we go, and we'll go ahead and add a wait here as well, and that will go ahead and update it. So let's just go ahead and make sure that is functioning properly. Just gotta wait for this to load. Alright, let's go ahead and jump into players, player folder, hunger, and if we change this, that changes along with it. That is good, that is what we want it to do. Alright, next let's go ahead and add another script in here, and we will name this hunger events. Alright, and another while true do statement. Oh, definitely not doc widget. Let's while true do a variable local player equals game.players.localplayer, and we'll go ahead and do if player dot hunger player dot player folder dot hunger dot value is equal to 0, then player dot character dot humanoid dot health equals 0. Next, let's go ahead and type if player dot player folder dot hunger dot value is greater than 10, then player dot player folder dot hunger dot value equals 10. This just makes sure that the player does not exceed 10 health, or 10 hunger, I guess is what it is. And this line up here makes sure that the player dies whenever the hunger hits 0. Now, if you want to make the player lose health, you can go ahead and do that as well. It's fairly easy to figure out. You would just make the player.character.humanoid.health minus player.character.humanoid.health, or equals to, whatever. You guys get that. If you need some help with that, feel free to join my Discord in the description. And let's go ahead and type if player.player folder dot hunger dot value is less than or equal to 10, then we'll go ahead and make sure that the player, we're going to go ahead and make sure that the script dot parent dot text color is equal to color3 dot from RGB, and this will just be black, so that's 0, 0, 0. And this is just because I want the player to know whenever they're really close to like dying. So that would mean like the once it hits 2, their hunger hits 2, then they would notice it and die. So this would be less than or equal to 2, then script.parent.textColor equals color3 from RGB, and this I will go ahead and just do a color selector right here. That works. And one thing I did forget to mention is that when you make the player's health 0, the hunger will stay at 0, which would mean the player would be in an infinite loop of death, which really isn't that fun. So if we go ahead and just add a wait statement there, and then player.player folder hunger value equals 10. Now the player won't be stuck in a cycle of death. And if you would also like to make the player slow down whenever they're below 2, you would also go ahead and do player dot character dot humanoid dot walk speed equals, I'm going to go with 8, and then just make sure that you have the player's walk speed reset if they have 10 health or more than 2 health, which is what I'm doing here. Walk speed equals 16, which is the default. All right. And we'll go ahead and toss a weight down here. Next, let's go ahead and add another local script. All sorts of fun local scripts here. And this one will be the hunger loss script. So we can go ahead and start out by typing while true do, and we'll add a wait just so it doesn't break. If game dot players dot local player dot character dot humanoid dot health isn't equal to 0, then wait 2 seconds and game dot players dot local player dot player folder dot hunger dot value equals game dot players dot local player dot player folder dot hunger dot value minus 1. So this is just the system, so I'll go by line. It's a infinite repeat. It's just going to constantly do that, and we added the wait just so it doesn't break. And this if statement is checking just to make sure that the player isn't dead. So, like, if they die because of hunger, you don't want them to continue losing hunger and go into the negatives because that isn't cool. And the wait is just the time in between each tick that the player loses one hunger, and that would be this line where the player loses one hunger. Now, if you were following along, you may have noticed that I have a error down here. I did just test it, and I forgot to mention that walk speed actually has a capital, so it's a camel word right there. And you do have to add a wait at the top instead of the bottom because we do need to wait for the player to. All right, I have gone ahead and joined the game. So just to display what it should be doing right now, as you can tell, the hunger at the bottom left is slowly ticking down, and I'm walking just fine. But as soon as it's going to hit 2, it hits red, and I'm walking slowly, and I'm going to die as soon as it hits 0 out of 10. That's what it should be doing right now. If you are at all lost, like I said, you can feel free to go ahead, comment, or join my Discord. Most of the time, people are active on Discord and can help you out. Anyways, let's go ahead and get on to the next portion. Since we are done with the main part of the hunger system, we're now going to go into the food system. So I'm going to go ahead and make this a simple part that's just sitting in the middle of nowhere, and I'm going to name this food, and we'll go ahead and just change the color a little bit just so it kind of gives off a little bit more of a food aspect. Change this to anchored and can collide, and let's go ahead and add our script. And let's go ahead and name this script on touch, and you can just go ahead and follow along. So script.parent.touched connect function and touch. Oh, shoot. Touch. There we go. All right, now let's go ahead and do local player name equals touch.parent.name. Local find player equals game.players find first child player name. And now let's go ahead and do local replicated storage equals game get service replicated storage. And you may be a little bit confused there because we shouldn't be accessing the replicated storage since we don't have anything in there. But that's where you're wrong. We do need an event to contact the client from the server, which is the food in the game. So we'll actually go ahead and insert a remote event, and I will go ahead and call this food event. You know, because food's fun. That's actually all you need to do. Now we just need to go ahead and script that. So let's go ahead and call this local remote event equals replicated storage wait for child and food event. And from there, let's go ahead and do local hunger increase. And this will be the value that the food increases your hunger by. And remote event fire client. And we'll access the player that we found. And we'll go ahead and transfer over the data of the hunger increase as well. And since I don't want the player to pick up more than just one, we can just go ahead and destroy the parent of this as well. So we're almost done with the hunger system. Let's go back to the hunger UI, and this time let's go ahead and add a fed event. So that will be a local script, and this is just fetching the event that occurred. So we'll name this fed event, and we'll basically do exactly what we did earlier. So that'll be local replicated storage equals game colon get service replicated storage. Then we'll go ahead and do local remote event equals replicated storage colon wait for child food event. Then we'll go ahead and do remote event dot on client event colon connect function. Then we do want to fetch that hunger increase as well. There we go. Then we'll do game.players local player leader stats dot player folder hunger value equals game players local player player folder hunger value plus hunger increase. There we go. We have officially completed our hunger system. So let's go ahead and jump into the game really quick. Go ahead and press play here and let this load for a second because for some reason my computer loves to take forever to load. And there we go. And our health should be decreasing, as you can see there. And if we walk right over here, as you can tell, we gained 9 health. So just to go ahead and use an example, if we go into food and change the hunger increase to say 5 and jump back in and wait for my really long taking computer to do whatever I'm trying to say here, because I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I'm trying to waste time here. And anyways, wait for my health to get down here to a decent amount. I'm going to say 4, and it's at 4, so if I run over, and it's at 9, which is really quite neat. But I hope you guys did learn quite a bit from this video. If you did, go ahead and leave a like and comment below what you're working on. I mean, I'd love to hear about it, and feel free to join the Discord if you need a help with this. I know it is kind of detailed. This is probably going to be my longest video, and hopefully one of my best videos, so let me know in the comments if this was a good video, or just let me know with likes and whatever. But yeah, greatly appreciate it. Anyways, hope you guys have a fantastic day. Check out more of my videos, please. Thanks. See ya.